what? Mercury retrograde is trying. Oh, witch, try me. It's trying me. It's trying me. It's trying me. It's trying me. But I'm not having it. I'm being persistent. Um, I was here at 5:40. It's not serious, but then every time I tried to start the video, there'd be a wahala, and it said you lot couldn't hear me, and then I was doing the video, and then nothing was happening. I wasn't sure if I was being heard or recorded. I didn't want to waste my time. I won't waste my time or yours. So I just started all over again. So here we are. But which is good because I've already cleansed up the cards. I've already used this very special smudge stick today. I used this divine feminine smudge stick, which I created during the was it the eclipse season? This one's got dragon's blood in it and rose petals and some other good stuff, as well as obviously the sage. It's got bay leaves, rosemary, thyme, all the good things, and it smells divine. So here you go. Here you go. Yes. So today, obviously, it's Libra season, so I want to talk about balance. And first of all, can we get all this ash off me? Thank you. Yes. I talk about balance. I want to talk about restoring balance, especially within the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. We're going to be reading from the Gospel of Mary Magdalene today. We're also going to be reading from Queen Afia's Sacred Woman. Every divine feminine should have this book. You should have this book. This was recommended a couple of years ago by the Hood Healer. I got mine last year. I haven't read lots of it, but I have read bits of it. I haven't engaged in any of the exercises yet because I don't feel ready. But I feel like I'm ready now. I took some notes on balance because sorry. I've got crazy Ascension symptoms as well as withdrawal symptoms. I quit weed. I'm 12 days sober today. Because remember I was banging on at you lot about releasing anything that was holding you back from your next chapter, your next stage, your next rebirth, to get rid of it in that last full moon. And lo and behold, it was time for me to get rid of the weed. So I've been really, really good. I've been sober now for like I said, 12 days. It's not been as bad. It's not been as bad as I thought it would be. I'm sleeping fine, but it's the Ascension symptoms that are murking, man. You know, like coughing and blocked nose, headaches, palpitations, anxiety, all of the things that come along with Ascension symptoms when you are about to level up into your next stage. I'm not going to lie, this is the longest I've ever experienced them for. Normally it's only for about 4 or 5 days, and then it's over. But this one is persistent. I think this is day 7, and I do feel a little bit better than I did. I mean, day 1 was awful. Day 1 and 2 was absolutely awful, but it has been progressively getting better. However, the purge has been real. Some real old wounds have been coming up. Old issues. Some mummy issues have been coming up, and it's all part of the balance thing that I want to talk about, because I did want to do a video on Instagram soon after. I don't know why I picked that up because I don't need it. I did want to do a video on for the divine masculine in regards to their relationship to the divine feminine. And I never got to do the video because I've been sick all this time, and so that hasn't been done. So I'm gonna kind of incorporate it in this video here. So it might be a bit of a long one, so you're good to get yourself a cup of tea, stick your feet up, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, so about two and a half weeks ago, bumped into these two young men outside Tesco's. It was the most random meeting, and one of them threw a bottle. I'm just going to tell you a quick background. One of them threw a bottle into the bin and it missed, and he didn't pick it up, so I picked it up, and I kind of looked at him side eye like, fam, you're not picking it up? And he made up some excuses, and then we all went into the shop, and then he said to me, can I like pick your brain? Can I, because me and my boy are having this conversation about women and why we can't get along. I was like, yeah, pick my brain, come on then, let's have this conversation. And they were saying that they found that these were two black men, and they were saying that they found that white women were more susceptible to their needs. So I said, what do you need? What do you need from us? You know, because nobody's talking about their needs. Where black women are not talking about their needs, and to black men. I want to be inclusive about everything, but I don't know the issues between other races and their miscommunications. So I'm just going to talk about what I know in it. So the conversation, we went up and down the aisles, and then we spoke about the fact that we just wasn't listening to them. So I said, okay. So I said, what do you need? What do you need, my brother? Because if I don't know what you need, then I can't help you. And so he said, nothing. Sorry, I'm gonna be coughing, so I'm just gonna cough, and I say sorry at the beginning of this thing. I'm just gonna cough in between. So so I said, what do you need? So he said nothing. So I said, shall I tell you what I need? So he said, yeah, tell me what you need. So I said, first of all, I need you to protect me, I need you to trust me, and I need you to love me. Like, those are the three main things that I personally need from a man, from my man. So he went quiet, and then we took the conversation outside, and the other friend that was a lot more vocal, that's my door, but I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's for me, because I put on do not disturb. I've put on so that we don't have no problems, but I don't even know if this thing is transmitting or because I've got no one in at the moment, and we're 8 minutes in, which is weird. But I'm just going to keep going. And if this is a video that I do on my own, it's a video that I do on my own. I really don't think that doorbell is for me. If we have to start this again, I'm going to be like, Mercury retrograde, like, really? No, it's not for me, because the door's just been opened. It's for my neighbour. So anyway, yes, we took the conversation outside, and so the more vocal one was like, you know, you guys don't listen. You guys don't know what we need. You don't cater to our needs. And I said, well, first of all, you know, I feel like we've got to listen to each other, because as soon as I started talking, he kept jumping in. I was listening for about 10 full minutes to him, and then when I started talking, he kept jumping in, and I'm thinking, yo, first of all, we need to listen to each other. But then it dawned on me, I was like, the reason why you're not listening to me is because you don't listen to your mum. And probably a reason why I haven't really paid attention to men, because I didn't really listen to my dad that much. I just continued to do what I was doing. Like, I wasn't really gonna take any advice from somebody that I respected and loved my dad, but I just was just like, I saw how he moved, so I used to look at him kind of sideways, and then be like, you're telling me what to do. So yeah, I was that crazy kid. So boom, therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem. Our first experiences of love, and when we spoke about this in the last video, when we read from In the Meantime, you know, where we get our ideas of love are uh, from the home, from our parents, right? So the first port of call was divine masculine. You need to forgive your mothers. First of all, you need to forgive your mothers or your grandmothers or whichever mother figure raised you. That's the first thing that you need to do. And the same with the divine feminine, but I did a whole video on that back in the full moon in Capricorn. I think that was like June, July. So here we are in divine feminine season, and we are calling on balance. They're calling for us to restore balance. We're in Libra season, and these are the scales, and Anubis is the holder of the scales. He's got your heart in one scale, he's got a feather in the other scale, and he's going to weigh, and he wants a balance. He wants a balance. He wants your heart to be as light as a feather. But if we're still holding grudges and resentments and these things towards our mothers, this is going to be very difficult to achieve. And this is some of the issues that were coming up for me this weekend, some of my mother issues, because I was put in care at 3 months old until I was 7. So my bond with my mother was a bit strained, to say the very least. And it took time to rebuild that relationship between the two of us. But it seems to have come up again. Just as last video I was saying that I think she's the most awesome woman that I know. This weekend it was a completely different story, and I was struggling to see what the problem was. Like, how did I get here? How am I back in this space with me not feeling 100% with my mother? Like, how did we get here? Then it dawned on me, if it's me, then it's you, innit? If the divine masculine are dealing with this issue right now, then so we are feeling that, and so are we. Guys, this is something we have to work through. Pluto retrograde ends tomorrow, and I feel like Pluto retrograde has really dragged up these issues. Also, Chiron is, I believe, is in retrograde, and Chiron is the wounded healer. And for those that were born in between 1963, 1963 and 1977, they were born in a Chiron retrograde, which means that they have the ability to heal much quicker than most when it comes to any kind of adversities. So I was born within those years, and I would like to say that I feel like I bounced back very, very quickly from such things. But boom, here we are again with the same mother issues. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought I cleared them up a good 5-6 years ago, but I'm dealing with that, and that's brought on a lot of resentment, a lot of hurt, a lot of realities, to be honest. Because also, you know, like I said, I'm sober, so I don't have that crutch where if things get a little bit overwhelming, I just bill up and I smoke, and it kind of just fizzles away, or it's not that deep. Because, you know, as soon as you take 2 puffs, you get into that fuck it kind of energy. There's been no fuck it energy. There's been like, you need to deal with this, and you need to deal with this now. So luckily for me, I've got an array of mothers. I've got lots of earth mothers who I can call on and speak to, and I called on 2 of them today, because I wanted to come and do this video, but I was just like, yo, I'm in bits, I'm all over the place. And they were like, one of them was like, you need to have a conversation with your mother. And I was just like, do I really? Do I? And then it dawned on me, like, that's what I do. I tend to just go quiet when things are a little bit overwhelming. And I was reminded by my divine masculine yesterday, just yesterday, that I run, and I don't necessarily physically run anymore. I don't go anywhere, but I don't say anything. I just go quiet, and that triggered me into a madness, because I was like, oh shit, you know, like, I have to work through this. So I feel like as well, this is part of this Mercury retrograde that we're dealing with at the moment. We're being asked to look at the way that we communicate in love, in all of our love ships, from our parents to our children to our siblings to our romantic ships. We are being asked to look at the way that we communicate, not only with the words that we speak, with the things that we don't say. And as I was reminded yesterday, with me not saying certain things when I need to speak, it's a level of aggression. It's a level of passive aggressiveness. I mean, I'm a Pisces. My Venus is in Pisces. My Pisces is in Venus. I don't know which way it goes, and that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. But I just didn't realize how loud it was until it was brought to my attention just yesterday. That when I go quiet, I am actually being quite aggressive to those that I love. So that's a theme. That's something that we need to look at. So when I got the downloads in the week about balance, it said, there is no balance if you live in the light but won't face the dark. You are too hot but are afraid of the cold. You are always right and can never be told. Sorry for the rhyming. That's how it came out. And then it said 222, which is a 6, 2022, the year of balance. Spend the rest of this year finding it. Justice will be served, but if you are out of balance, the cycle will continue. Too much of one thing is not balance. So obviously that message was for me too. So this is what I'm going to be focusing on throughout the rest of this year, in terms of trying to find some level of balance when it comes to the way that I communicate within my ships. It's so weird not having any of you lot in, but I'm going to persevere. I'm going to continue to do this live without y'all. But I miss you guys. I miss you. I miss you. I don't know where you are. But I'm going to continue. But before I do go in to start reading from these books and pulling the cards, I want to big up my sister Riri. She makes these sick hair oils. I need my glasses because the print is so small on this thing. I'm going to read you everything that's on these hair oils that I've been using for the past couple of months, which actually really has, it says here, it has thickened up my hair. It says strengthening and conditioning strands, stimulates blood flow, locks in moisture, rich in nutrients. It's called herbal hair growth oil. You see? You'll see? You'll see? And in this oil, it says apply 2 to 3 times a week, and the ingredients are sick: avocado oil, extra virgin oil, olive oil, castor oil, black seed oil, coconut oil, rosemary oil, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, henna powder, and it's got shakaikai powder, amla powder, fenugreek seeds, and some other big long word that I can't say, MSM extracts. And she actually extracts these oils herself. So this is 100% organic Saint Herbals, and you can get yours at www.saint-herbals.com. www.saint-herbals.com. So plug. Big up my sister, and please go and support her because her product is sick. Products are sick. Alright, now got that plug out of the way. Already got the glasses on. So let's get into the 42 laws of Ma'at. Where it is, it's where it is. 42 laws of Ma'at. Okay, so I guess these are from where the 12 commandments come from in the Christian Bible. I'm guessing. But I'm pretty sure that this is where they must have got this from. So it says, I will not do wrong. I will not steal. I will not act with violence. I will not kill. I will not act unjustly. I will not cause pain. I will not waste food. I will not lie. I will not desecrate holy places. I will not speak evil. I will not abuse any sexuality. I will not cause the shedding of tears. I will not sow seeds of regret. I will not be an aggressor. I will not act guilefully. I will not lay waste the ploughing land. I will not bear false witness. I will not set my mouth in motion against any person. I will not be wrathful and angry, except for a just cause. I will not copulate with a man's wife. I will not copulate with a woman's husband. I will not pollute myself. I will not cause terror. I will not pollute the earth. I will not speak in anger. I will not turn from words of right and truth. I will not utter curses. I will not initiate a quarrel. I will not be excitable or contentious. I will not prejudge. I will not be an eavesdropper. I will not speak overmuch. I will not commit treason against my ancestors. I will not waste water. I will not do evil. I will not be arrogant. I will not be blaspheming nor tear the one most high. I will not commit fraud. I will not mistreat children. I will not mistreat animals. I will not defraud temple offerings. I will not plunder the dead. So those are the 42 laws of Ma'at for balance. And we only got 12 of those. So of course we're imbalanced. Of course we are imbalanced. So yes, there's that. There's that. So I guess if we can incorporate the 12 natural laws of Ma'at into our lives, we can successfully achieve some level of balance that will prepare us for what's coming in 2022. Like I've said, this is the year of change. So this is the year where we are, there's going to be a hell of a lot of tower moments. But tower moments to me are divine intervention to cause change. I'm feeling congested and blocked. I might jump up if it continues to get any worse and light some coals. I've got some menthol crystals that I can burn as well that will help me with my breathing and the congestion, because like I said, these Ascension symptoms have been no joke. Let's see what Mary Magdalene has got to say. So as I was talking to one of the mothers today, she said to me, I need to call on all the mothers for help. She named some that I've never even heard of, some that I've never called on before, but I have heard of, such as Sophia, Mary Magdalene, Ma'at. She said call on Isis, especially when I'm crying, especially when I'm feeling despair. She said to call on the mothers and they'll be able to help me through whatever it is that I'm dealing with at that time. So I'm just looking to see where we should read from, and there's some, I don't know, this book has got lipstick on it and all the things. Let's have a look. Let's read from here, page 8. It says, attachment to matter gives rise to passion against nature. Thus trouble arises in the whole body. This is why I tell you, be in harmony. If you are out of balance, take inspiration from manifestations of your true nature. Those who have ears, let them hear. After saying this, the Blessed One greeted them all, saying, Peace be with you. May my peace arise and be fulfilled within you. Be vigilant and allow no one to mislead you by saying, here it is, or there it is. For this is within you. That is the Son of Man dwells. That the Son of Man dwells. Go to him. For those who seek him find him. Walk forth and announce the gospel of the kingdom. And remember, we are the kingdom. We are the power. So there's a word from Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene for y'all today. So I'm just going to start pulling the cards. I feel very lonely without y'all. Maybe you lot are here, but I just can't see you. I don't know what YouTube is on today. I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if it's the retrograde, but we're just going to continue and pray that there is something at the end of this, because I can't see me doing it again if it doesn't work out. I just can't see it. All right. Okay. All right. So, first of all, thank you for all you new subscribers. Hi. You lot gassed me. You lot have gassed me. 1,000 new subscribers in 2 weeks is overwhelming and wonderful. Thank you so much. My glasses are fighting with these lashes. Are you fighting with the lashes, or are you just dirty? You're just dirty to rotted. Let me just clean you up before we get more into it. In the meantime, let's get into prayer. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, hallowed be thy name. Our freedom come, your will be done on earth as it is within us. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, through all lifetimes, all timelines and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. To Aneter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is, and so it will be. Ashe. As above, so below. So within, so without. If it's you, then it's me. If it's me, then it's you. I've got this constant noise in my ears. It sounds like organs. It sounds like organs, chords playing. Just 2 chords. Da, 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 da. This is all I've been hearing for the last 2 or 3 days. I just sing along with it now. I just make up songs with it, because if I let it get to me, I feel like it's going to drive me mad. So I'm just singing along with these vibrations that I can hear in my ears. Normally it used to just be straight up high pitch noises, but now it's these chords. I can hear, they're familiar. When I'm doing yoga I hear them, but just every moment of every day for the last 3 or 4 days, that's all I can hear. Last night I woke up in a coughing fit at about 4:30 or so, and then I went into the kitchen and there was this really weird sound. It sounded like a helicopter, but it weren't no helicopter. It was so loud, and it was like it felt like it filled up the entire sky, and then it stopped, and then it just started raining. And as it started raining, I started bawling. And I mean, like, cow bawling, choking, can't breathe, like panicking, crying. And I don't know what that was all about, but I'm sure it will come to light soon enough. I'm sure it will. Alright, so we're half an hour in. Probably take another half an hour to read these cards, and then I'm out, y'all. So I'm going to be pulling from the Andrinkra Know Thyself knowledge cards to start off. Let's see what we get. Oh, I need to get the Moonology. I need to get the Moonology. I'm going to get the Moonology. Because it's the new moon. I mean, what's the new moon without Moonology? I don't know. Alright, Spirit, can we get some guidance cards for the energies of this new moon in Libra? What is it that you want us to know? What is it that you need us to know at this time? I decided to go grey, guys. I always thought grey would make me look old, but clearly no. I bought a grey wig and it gassed me, so now I'm just into it. And I'm just going to go grey. Very, very gracefully. I always thought I was going to grow old very disgracefully, but I'm not. I'm going to now just let my hair go grey and see what happens. See what happens, because I'm sure this dyeing of my hair every 3 months or whatever is not good for my hair. I think it makes it thin. I think. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, just going to be going grey. Very, very grey. Because there's grey hair everywhere. It's in my nostrils, grows out my chin. I mean, am I oversharing? I don't know. Talk to me. I mean, you can't talk to me because none of you are here. I don't even know if this thing is even recording. And there's part of me that just wants to stop and start again. But what if it is? And then I would have just wasted all that time. And my voice is already strained because of all this coughing. Excuse me, guys. I'm already loving the cards that are coming out from this deck. So I'm just going to pull as many cards as I want. I want 3, but let's just see. Maybe we should pull 4 because it's the 4th. Yeah, let's pull 4. Let's see what happens. Let's get 4 cards. Can we get 4 cards? What is this? On my Rara skirt. See, I knew, like, when Tara Buntier was going to come in, I was going to say, look, Rara, I got on a Rara skirt. Because if you're not from the 80s, you won't really know about no Rara skirt. But Rara skirt was all the rage. Rara skirt was all of the rage. Oh, did you remember puffballs? Oh, God. I never had a puffball, though. I never got a puffball. I had a Rara skirt. I had a couple, but I didn't have no puffball. I don't know why I didn't have a puffball. I wanted one, just didn't have it. I didn't have it. It was too hard to make as well, because I would have made it. I started making clothes when I was about 13, 14. But that time there was like, we're touching on the 90s now. Nobody really wanted to wear no puffball skirt when you're in your teens like that. Oh, wow. These cards are really beautiful coming out. So let's have a look. Then we're going to get the clarifiers to clarify. Clarifiers be clarifying. And then let's see what else. One more, please. I'm really praying that we're not having no drama, even though maybe you guys are not able to come into the live or get notifications, but I'm praying that there's no wahala. Because I really wanted to ask you lot what you lot been feeling. Have you been feeling these mother issues coming up? You know, forgiving of our mothers in this energy. Because, you know, like I said, we've done the forgiving of the fathers, the divine masculine energy. And now it is time to forgive the mothers. Forgive them for their absence. Forgive them for not being able to do all that they can do. Because they were not supported. It just wasn't the energy. The patriarchy just said no. And even our strong mothers were made to lean on that masculine energy to survive and to keep us alive as well. So, you know, I'm just going to pull justice. It's at the top because we could be here all day. And we're in Libra season. So justice as well, the balancing of the scales. So boom, we got humility together with strength. Together we are victorious. It says, the ram will fight fiercely against an adversity, but submit humbly to slaughter, emphasizing even the strong need to be humble. And that really resonates with me deep, because I'm a Aries, so we are so strong. My back needs support. Sorry, my back, Jesus, my back needs a bit of support. That's it. So these cards got cleansed up a long time ago in like the first 2 rounds, or the first 2 attempts of trying to do this reading. Just looking at my ratchet toenails, but you know what? Just is what it is. Right, so can we get some clarifiers for humility, please? Get some clarifiers for thank you. And we got Dr. Buzzard, which I'm not sure. Oh, I think it's the Justice card. Look at this. It's the Justice card, and I'm going to read from it as well, because like I said, Hoodoo Tarot, they don't give you your standard tarot, what do you call it, meanings of the card. It is different. It's different. So hence why I love this deck the most. I love this deck too much. Let's see where he is. Dr. Buzzard, the Justice card. Love it in a Libra season. Let's get into it, please. Can we? Oh, goodness. All right, boom. We got a scripture, and it's Ezekiel 25, verse 17. And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. Anyone seen Pulp Fiction? Anyone seen Pulp Fiction? Because when Samuel L. Jackson talks these talk, yeah, woo, you know you're feeling it. All right, meaning justice, like everything else, is a social construct that is defined by those in power. To the majority of Americans, justice is equated with courts, laws, law enforcement, politicians, or maybe even karma. This is not the case for root workers, as historically, when Black Americans have sought justice, all they find are just us, as the old saying goes. So if someone had a problem, they sought out the root worker to help them solve it. While usually root workers believe in God or some other high power, they do not consider revenge for a genuinely offensive action to be a bad thing. That's if they consider good or bad at all. Since such dualities didn't traditionally exist in African or indigenous cultures in quite the same way as European societies, therefore, it is not considered immoral to root someone who hurt you or someone you love. There is no sentient creature on this earth that will sacrifice life, food, or the well-being of themselves and their families without a vicious fight. Do you get that? Do you get what? Do you see what's? I feel like it's time for us to truly fight. It's truly time for us humility together with strength. This is telling us like we have to get ready to fight now, really and truly, for our sovereignty and for our freedom. Nor are there any who will voluntarily suffer so that the offender or hunter does not. There is no negative karma for the bull goring the matador. The root worker understands this. If you receive Dr. Buzzard in a reading, consider the following. What would be a fair way to resolve this conflict? What would be a fair way to resolve this conflict? And when we're talking about conflict, we're talking about the conflict that we're all experiencing right now on a macro scale. What do you think is a fair way to resolve this conflict? Did you do someone wrong? If no, don't worry about it. If yes, then you're about to pay the price. You yourself as well. And I feel as well, when I'm talking about this forgiveness of the divine feminine, the forgiveness of the mother, like if we don't do this, if we don't find this balance within our yin and yang, our masculine and feminine energies, we will suffer in 2022. I don't think we are going to really be able to reap the benefits of what that balance and what that energy brings. Did someone do something wrong to you? If no, don't worry about it. If yes, they've set the wheel of justice in motion against themselves. Have you taken responsibility for all of the choices you've made? Have you taken responsibility for all of the choices you've made? Are you cool with all of the decisions and the choices that you have made in your life thus far? If someone is forgivable, then forgive. If something is forgivable, then forgive. If not, now what? If revenge is taken for an offense, will you regret what you did? Will you regret that you did it once you've calmed down? If so, then chill out and move on. So, you know, it is about picking your battles, but really and truly, like, they're really, really asking you at this time to fight for justice, to fight for freedom, to fight for truth. There's so many injustices and so many untruths that are among us right now. I was telling one of my loves yesterday about this whole petrol crisis that's going on in the UK, and I'm sure around the world. That did you not know that petrol expires? So this whole time last year, when they had you lot locked down and you weren't going nowhere, you weren't even allowed to go anywhere, all this petrol's sitting down and it's slowly going off. It's expiring. So what I think is happening now is that expired petrol, that is like they're trying to get rid of that before they lose money on that. And what they've done is created a much like the toilet paper situation, they've created a situation whereby people are now panic buying. So there isn't enough to go around because people are buying more than they need. But they created this. So again, this is part of you remember we talked about the 7 Hermetic laws, the Kabbalion. And this is about the pendulum. This is about not being swung around like a pendulum, and being able to create a steady balance, to ground yourselves in what is happening right now. What can we use some critical thinking? Can we use some common sense in these times? There are so, I mean, because I'm observing, like, the buses are still running. People are like, oh, but they've got their own reserve of petrol. Everything else is still running. Ambulances are still running. They're saying that lorries are not being able to move. So you know what's coming next then, don't you? They're going to be talking about food shortages because they're not able to bring in food from certain parts of the world or certain parts of the country. And so what we've been telling you, to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You should have a stockpile of food in your house anyway at this time, by this time. So again, fight for your sovereignty, fight for your freedom. And one of the ways to fight for these things is not to play at all. Is to unsubscribe. I can't stress that enough. I can't be affected by a petrol shortage. Number one, because I don't have a car and I don't drive, but I find other means of transport. I find other means of getting around, man. I find other ways. So guys, find other ways to move around. And I'm, I am empathetic to those who, who need petrol for their jobs, in terms of, drivers and such and such and such. But again, is that really what you want to be doing anyway in your life? Really, is that what you want to be doing? And we talked about seeds in the last reading, didn't we? We talked about growing our own food. We talked about being resourceful. We talked about, coming again. This is humility together with strength. With strength in numbers, we are the power. We are the power. It's not giving the power to the people. We are it. And without us, they have no power. So if they're telling us what to do, let's try telling them what to do by using our power to dictate to those who are supposed to be working for us about what we want and what we need and how we want it to go down. Not the other way around. They should never be telling us what to do, because they work for us. They are our servants, civil servants. That's what they're called. So come on. Endurance and resourcefulness is the next card that has been drawn here. Endurance and resourcefulness. Aya. I didn't try to read the other one. I just don't have the capacity right now. My head's thumping. I can't tell you about the migraines as well. My head's thumping, and my sinuses are a lot of things. Maybe it's cool that you guys are not hearing it. I'm just having to do this by myself because I'm still feeling a bit sorry for myself, man. I'm telling you. So let's get a clarifier for endurance and resourcefulness. It says the fern is a hardy plant that can grow in difficult places. This symbol suggests someone who's endured many adversities and outlasted much difficulty. And you already know, I already know from my ancestral line that we have endured and we have been here. We've been through so much things that you know your average your average wouldn't survive. And now we as the offsprings of those who have come before us, we're having to go through that now. And this is where we need to draw on the energy of the ancestors. We need to draw on their knowledge and their wisdom of these types of times. With that, we got the Ace of Sticks, passionate new beginnings, you know. So again, this is what I was saying. This is about, you know, doing new things that we haven't done before, such as growing our own food, becoming more resourceful, unsubscribing, you know, doing things that we are passionate about. They can't affect us if we are not subscribed to their system. So if we are doing the things that we are passionate about, doing the things that we love, then obviously there will be some type of reward from that. And our ancestors have showed us time and time again that this is true. This is very, very true. This is very, very true. So this is a time, and as we also, the full moon is in Aries. So boom, you know, this wand here, this Ace of Sticks here is telling us, you know, we're starting here. You know, we're going to see how we're going to move forward in justice, in balance. But as we move into that full moon in Aries, we need to get ready to really fight. We need to get all of us. It's not going to just, it can't be some of us. It needs to be all of us at this time. All of us. And for those of us that have been afraid to do so in the past, now is the time to really step up. This is the balance. You know, you don't want to say nothing. People like me, you know, you don't really want to say nothing. You don't want to ruffle too many feathers. I never knew I was like that until this week. I thought I was very outspoken, but clearly I'm not. I'm not speaking up enough. I'm not saying enough, you know, in terms of my truth, and also for my freedom and for my sovereignty. I'm clearly not doing enough. So I plan on doing a lot more. A lot more, and coming together more with the people. Because I'm always like, I don't really do groups. I can't do this thing on my own. And the next card we got was hope. This symbol suggests God or the universe can listen to all of our prayers. So the power of prayer in these times is monumentous. It is monumentous, you know. And the power of prayer, the power of collective consciousness in these times is more powerful than anything else. It's more powerful than anything else. I've been watching, you know, I've got to bring a movie. I've been watching too many movies this week because I've been sick on my back. So, you know, I've been watching for the first time The Hunger Games. I'm going to watch the final one. I wanted to watch it last night, but again, time is doing a madness. It's like I woke up and then I was asleep. And then it's time for bed again. I was asleep. I woke up and then it was time for bed again. I didn't do much in between. It was wild. And I felt like it's been like this for, I guess, since I stopped smoking weed. I guess time moves differently when you're a pothead. But when you're not, man, time moves differently. Time moves very, very differently. So what we got with hope is, first of all, we got the High Priestess, which is the divine feminine energy. First of all, it's the divine feminine energy. It's that energy that helps us to ground ourselves, helps us to balance, helps us to get into our intuition, helps us to get into our what is the other one? Intuition and our I can't think. And I normally I would blame the weed for this thing, but I really can't think of what it is that that I want to say in regards to Miss Ida, the High Priestess. But again, like I said, this is about the divine feminine energy, because like I was saying, I was watching the Hunger Games, yeah, and the first of all, the hero of the show is a divine feminine. She's a feminine energy. And then when the revolution, she's from District 12, which is the number of the divine masculine, but then they destroy the government destroyed District 12, and she's rescued by District 13, which they think they destroyed, but they didn't destroy District 13. District 13 went underground and just went under the radar. And 13 is the number of the divine feminine. And again, like I said, if we are struggling to get into this divine feminine energy, we are going to suffer, because this is the age that we are moving into. This is the energy that we're moving into. But unlike past not what's the word ages, let's just say ages, unlike past ages where it's been patriarchy, matriarchy, patriarchy, matriarchy, this is matriarchy with patriarchy. It needs to be both. It needs to be an even balance. But because the matriarchy has been suppressed and buried underground, and it's coming up now to the surface for all to see and for all to feel and for all to experience, this is why we're being asked to come into this divine feminine energy and embrace it, embody all that it is, so that it can help us to navigate through this new age of Aquarius. And then we got the big house, which is the Tower. I told you divine intervention is coming, so not to worry too much, because it can look like there is no hope. It can look like there is no, like, we're not going to win, but we do. Higher vibrations always win over lower vibrations. And for the first time, what's happening is a lower vibration and a higher vibration are existing at exactly the same time, which is quantum physics, basically. Having these two things existing at the same time. And what's going to happen is that this higher vibration is going to win over this lower vibration, but you will not be able to experience it if you are still vibrating in this lower vibration. You have to raise the vibration. You have to raise your consciousness into a balance of both masculine and feminine energy, both, no matter your gender, no matter what you identify as, no matter your sexuality. It really doesn't matter at this point. It's just about what is it that you are balancing into. My neighbor told me this great story today, just today, and she was telling me about her a friend of hers, a guy friend of hers who was released from his work on the Friday. They just said to him, Monday, don't bother coming in. And he went home. He was so depressed. He didn't know what he was going to do for money. He didn't know what he was going to do. And another friend, a female friend of his, suggested that he get into a bath, you know, get himself a nice glass of wine and just chill and relax and release. And he said that he couldn't do that. He felt like that he's a man. He can't do things like that. But he did. He took the advice, and he was telling my neighbour that he couldn't believe how much he released, how much he cried, how much he was able to just let go of the burden of the fear of what's coming next. And by releasing that, he had a much clearer mind, and he was able to intuitively navigate his next steps. So guys, as much as we are like, you know, you hear all the witches talking about get into a salt bath, get into a goddess bath or whatever, is for you too, and for our children. And for our children, we need to be taking care. We need to be taking care of each other and ourselves in exactly the same way. So if I'm having a salt bath, I'm going to be running a salt bath for my children, for my divine, for everybody. Everybody's having a salt bath tonight. I mean, it's only me once, so this is just hypothetically speaking, but I'm talking about my future self. You know, I'm gonna be doing exactly the same things for them as I do for myself, to keep myself balanced, to keep myself centered, and to keep myself in my divine feminine energy. So after that, we got the 10 of baskets, which is the 10 of cups, which comes emotional fulfillment. After all of this, this is what we have to keep in our vision. This is because if you don't have your own vision, a vision's going to be given to you. Do you get that? So you have to have a vision of what it is that you want to experience in this 2022 energy, this sixth energy, this divine mother energy that's coming through for us. You've got to know that. Otherwise, something's going to be constructed for you and you might not like it. Okay, the final card is Justice. I'm feeling so nervous because we're, 56 minutes in. There's no one here, and I'm just praying that it saves and that you guys get to see this video. Oh, there's our card. Son of Baskets with Justice. So Justice says, handcuffs were introduced in Africa by transatlantic chattel slave traders. Later, African chiefs cuffed offenders of the law. This symbol reminds us to follow the law. However, it discourages slavery. It discourages slavery. So, you know, we're talking about mental slavery. We're talking about physical slavery, which is very much up and popping in this lower vibrational energy. But it's up to you to free yourself, to raise your vibration and free yourself. Unsubscribe. What are your gifts? What is your contribution? What is it that you're doing? It's enough. So please, can we have it? And then in turn, you're not only releasing yourself from this slave mentality, but you're also uplifting the greater good of humanity by doing so, by being you. This has been the theme. This has been the theme. This has been the theme. It's been the theme. So the Son of Baskets. Son of Baskets is holding a very rare I think it's called the hoppy flower. Very rare, found in a place where this waterfall, when the moon shines on this waterfall and these flowers are drenched in this energy, and there's something called a moonbow. And it's a very real place. I did a private reading for a client, and I sent her there. She lives near there, so I said, you need to go here and go look about this place, because this card came up for her. And this is going to be a very rare. I don't think it's going to be. Sorry, it said this Mercury retrograde is giving me anxiety. I don't think this window is going to be open for too long, you know. So again, use this first quarter of this divine feminine energy to get yourself through that window. Basically, get yourself through this window so that you can experience this very rare opportunity that I feel like humanity hasn't experienced in a very, very, very long time. So there's that. There's that. There's that. And then I'm going to draw from Making Magic Oracle. I'm not going to leave this on for too long because, like I said, my head is thumping. But I really wanted to get this reading out today because I couldn't do it tomorrow because it's the anniversary of my dad's passing. 6 years. 6 years. And as history has shown me, I'm a bit of a mess on that day. I'm a bit of a mess on that day. Not that I haven't been a bit of a mess, full stop. I've just been a bit of a mess, full stop. But I understand this is the death. This is the death, the life, death, rebirth we were talking about. This is the death part that's been looming upon us. And, you know, like my wife said to me the other day, she was just like, you know what, we just have to go through it. We just have to go through it. you know, and it really does feel like one of the harshest deaths, but the rebirth is going to be epic. The rebirth is going to be epic. I know it. One enchanted evening, the perfect night, 29, 2 and a 9, what's that, 11? We got that on the 8-8 Lionsgate. That is, it's to prepare for the perfect outcome, you know, of an event or a course of events. But the event is us. We are the event. The event is us, you know, finding our freedom and our sovereignty against all of the wahala that's going on, you know, having I just feel really emotional, having the best possible outcome for us all, you know, not being worried about us failing. How can we fail if we're united? United we are victorious. It's written. It's written. Strength of God. Guys. Woo! Guys. Listen. Listen. We've got this. We've got this. We've just got to endure just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Endurance and resist. What's it say? Endurance and resourcefulness. We've just got to endure just a little bit longer. This is not for much longer. I know it's been going on for a really, really long time. Like a whole fucking eon. You know, our whole eon. This has been going on for, if not eons. This has been going on for a really, really long time. And for those of us that remember our past lives and these things, like, we're tired. We're so tired. So rest. Please rest. Don't give up. Don't give up, because we've got this. I feel like we've got this. But we have to prepare. We have to make sure that we have a collective consciousness of the best possible outcome, and that these demons are not going to win. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. I'm just going to quickly run and get the Moonology and fan my face so that I grab a hold of myself. Listen, guys, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Oh, my body hurt me. Okay. Said nothing yet is set in stone. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. We have to stay optimistic. We have to. You know, even though we're going through a serious death, and it's so easy just to feel very sorry for oneself and to feel very worries me, because I know I have been, and I've been projecting, and I've been mean, you know, I've been all of the things. But I know that these are parts of me that are dying. These are parts of me that they need to be cleared. They need to be cleared. It's mad, yeah, because this box, the serial number on it, it says 999-51999, but I'm looking at it as 666. Upside down. Just keeps looking at me. And you know, 666 is the makeup for melanin as well, guys. Justice will be served. Justice will be served cold. And I don't feel no way for saying that either. Yeah, I've had compassion. I have compassion. But, yo, enough is enough. Enough is enough. These demons, yeah? Can we get one Moonology card, please, for this straightforward reading? It's a beautiful reading. Ipa, justice. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. Let's read it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. This organ in my head is a lot of things. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? Pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you are asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card with the neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet to be required. The balance before you get what you want through though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassurance for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense, to say the least. So don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know there's a fuse attached to this situation. So be careful if you choose to light it. Attuned to the moon, I know that I'm on the right track. Additional meaning of this card. Now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move forward towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project. You need to get back into good health habits. The teaching, the gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. She looks like she's bulging because she's almost a full moon, so she's nearly full rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle, and as such tends to be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. So it's just letting us know, man, this is why it's telling us to prepare, to come together, to be hopeful, to understand that this is a really wonderful opportunity to experience something that I don't think humanity has either ever experienced or it's experienced in a very, very long time. All right, let's just pull one goddess card and then we out. And then we out. It's been a lonely one, but it's okay. It's just been a lonely week. Oh my God. Get one goddess card, please. Oh, I love it. I'm just going to have her. This is Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, revered throughout Asia for thousands of years, in the Chinese is the Chinese goddess of infinite mercy and compassion. Her name means she who listens to the sounds, suffering of the world. In the Buddhist tradition, she is an aspect of Avalokita, that is a long word, the Bodhisattva who sprang from one of the Buddha's tears. She once took the form of Miao Shan, a woman who was spurned by her father and for refusing to marry. Later, Miao Shan sacrificed both arms and legs in order to heal her father. Her appeal is particularly widespread because she gives assistance in the world. She provides the earthly blessings of children, health, and long life, and rescues people from drowning, lightning, and the poverty, drowning, lightning, and the poverty. She is particularly a protector of women. Kuan Yin is a symbol of the unlimited compassion such each of us can have for ourselves. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the situation, it is possible to treat ourselves with mercy and with love. And I'm really serious, like in this time, in this Mercury retrograde, have some mercy on yourself. Show yourself some love. Have some compassion for yourself, because it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. And nobody is exempt. Nobody. I was thinking the other day, can't the messengers get a little bly? Like, can't we get a little bly? But no, we don't get no blights. So, we in this together, y'all. We in this together, and I'm praying for each and every one of you, including myself, to be able to get through this time, to have the strength to push through and to fight for our freedom and to fight for our sovereignty, and to release these shackles of slavery that they've, because it doesn't matter if one of us gets free. None of us are free until we're all free, all right? And that's just the way it is. United, we are victorious. So I'm going to end on that theme. I'm going to thank my ancestors, my guides, and my angels, my Orisha, my higher self, and Mother, Father, God for this beautiful reading. And I pray that it saves. I pray that it saves, because I just don't have the energy to do it again. And yeah, I'm out. Thank you, my loves, my G's, and I'll see you soon. Okay, I love you.